Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Sophie Cunningham. I appreciate you for confirming what we all knew anyway. She was going on this whole tangent about how, yeah, you know, when these teams got their systems, you know, you kind of just got to learn and blend into the system or it's just not going to go well. Yada, yada, yada.
Sophie Cunningham has finally spoken up, and what she just revealed could turn the entire WNBA upside down. She didn't hold back. She called out the deception, exposed the broken system, and revealed how Caitlin Clark was treated like a pawn for the league's agenda. Sophie said the things everyone else was too scared to admit. And after this, nothing will ever look the same again. They hid the truth from all of us, she said. And that one statement sent shockwaves through the league. Before we get into the details, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because what's coming next will leave you stunned.
I'm just being me, and I'm being honest, and I'm being truthful, and there's a lot of people who maybe have the same views that they just don't feel like they can say because you could get fined or people could take it the wrong way, but I just
find every
single time, and I'm just like, it is what it is.
I'm trying to think of what you could.
It all started quietly. Just a few rumors, a couple of unexplained absences, and then the cover-up began. Caitlin Clark's supposed groin injury, the excuse that kept her sidelined for weeks, is now being exposed as a manufactured lie. Not an accident, a calculated cover-up. And Sophie Cunningham? She witnessed every piece of it. She experienced the same tactics: fake recovery timelines, forced silence, and blatant manipulation. But this time, she refused to stay silent. Sophie said it herself.
They don't even want to deal with this lady. They don't even want to talk to her. So there's no chance we'll actually get a deal done with Kathy Engelbert being in charge of it. Like it's clear as day. And now with this whole gambling scandal and all of this stuff, and we saw
they didn't just lie to the fans, they lied to us. Behind closed doors, players were given scripts, press answers were rehearsed, and medical reports were edited to fit the league's agenda. Every time Caitlin Clark pushed for clarity, she was told to trust the process. But that process wasn't designed to protect players. It was designed to protect those in charge. Sophie revealed that even medical staff felt pressured. In her words, they wanted us to look healthy, even when we weren't. That's when everything boiled over. She directly called out Stephanie White and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, saying, "We're tired of being treated like we're disposable."
Changes to your system to play her game. And we also know that this did not go over so smoothly because we saw Stephanie White taking shots at her on TV. We saw the back and forth argument when Caitlin Clark was going off on her in the tunnel during the Atlanta Dream game when they were going into the tunnel for halftime. We saw Stephanie White play Caitlin Clark at small forward. We saw an entire game.
We're tired of lies protecting the people at the top. And that statement changed everything. Because right after Sophie spoke out, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver reportedly stepped in. For the first time, someone outside the WNBA's bubble demanded answers. Insiders say Silver warned that if these claims are real, the 2026 season itself could be in serious danger. But let's rewind. Why would anyone even consider faking an injury for Caitlin Clark, the league's superstar? The very reason fans are showing up. The answer? Control. Stephanie White wasn't ready for how quickly Caitlin's stardom exploded. Every interview turned into a Clark conversation. Every headline had her name front and center. And when jealousy and frustration started leaking into the locker room, things turned toxic. Sophie revealed that certain staff members pushed to limit Caitlin's minutes. Their excuse? She was too valuable to risk actually playing.
And it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. We have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as
But Sophie believes the truth was much darker. She says they wanted Caitlin sidelined so they could control the story. With Clark off the floor, losing games became easier to explain. They could blame injuries instead of bad decisions. It was all choreographed, and everyone in the organization was expected to play along. By mid-season, Sophie had reached her breaking point. She told reporters that players were mentally struggling. She said there was real fear inside the locker room, not fear of opponents, but fear of management. Anyone who pushed back or asked the wrong questions was punished. Lexi Hull also stood by Sophie and Caitlin, but she too was told to stay focused and avoid stirring anything up. But this wasn't drama. This wasn't gossip. This was manipulation. And when Sophie defended Caitlin publicly, she delivered the line fans will never forget. If you can lie about an injury, you can lie about anything. From that moment forward, everything began to unravel.
I don't know. She loves hard. But at the end of the day, she's like one of my little cousins. She's the age of them. She acts like them. I'm just like, dude, you're a dweeb.
Stephanie White disappeared from the spotlight. The team's media staff started removing old interviews, and suddenly ESPN began investigating. Within just 24 hours, a headline exploded across the internet. Sources confirm internal review into Indiana Fever injury reports. That's when Adam Silver stepped in publicly. He said, "This goes beyond basketball. We need full transparency." And overnight, Sophie Cunningham became the voice players had been waiting for. Now the rumors are spreading fast that league officials, medical boards, and even federal investigators are reviewing what really happened behind closed doors. Fans are furious. Justice for Caitlin is trending once again. And Sophie? She refuses to be silenced. She said, "They tried to threaten me into staying quiet, but if I don't speak up, nothing will ever change. Not for me, not for Caitlin, not for any woman in this league." Those words, honest, emotional, fearless, spread like wildfire across social media. Many fans are calling her a hero. Others think she just sacrificed her career, but Sophie doesn't care. This isn't about fame or money. This is about dignity. We gave them everything: our bodies, our loyalty, our hearts. And all we got in return were lies. Now reports claim that both Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham might sit out the 2026 season. They're exhausted by politics, exhausted by spin, exhausted seeing fans get fed false stories. The WNBA had a golden opportunity to build something special, and instead it may have destroyed its own future. Because when your own players expose the system, it stops being about basketball and becomes a fight for trust. And right now, that trust is completely shattered. If you believe Sophie did the right thing standing up for the truth, drop AEQ in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. And don't forget to subscribe, because this story is nowhere near over. Not even close.
She's in her zone. And I know when she was playing, she was coming back from injury too, but she had kind of an off year of shooting when she was able to play. And I think that's normal. Like you're never just gonna always be up here, you know what I mean? But when she was locked in, like it was so fun to watch her play because she was 4 steps ahead of everyone else.